So I see it's recording there, so I'll go ahead with that. Let me pull up my screen here. All right, is it up there?
Yep.
All right, so, all right, as a plumber, here is a homeowner's guide to fixing residential plumbing fixtures here. So we'll put together a PowerPoint here. I'm not necessarily following that 20-second, 20 image kind of thing, a little bit loose on that, but here we go. So as some of you maybe can relate to this, call a plumber to your house, you know it's going to be expensive. What is that going to involve, right? Holy cow, there's something to take on. Well, maybe we can avoid the costly bills by taking care of some of these repairs ourselves here. So the two fixtures that are very common in houses, condos, bathroom faucet and the toilet. Those are going to be the two fixtures I'm going to focus on within this guide here. A lot of different models and varieties, but with a lot of the same issues that will come up and same fixes for the various manufacturers. So if you're wanting to undertake some of these repairs yourselves, there's a few common tools that can be found at most hardware stores, wholesalers that are fairly inexpensive. They'll be able to tackle a lot of these problems here. At the top left here, we have the channel lock pliers, the screwdriver, as you see, typically a Phillips when it comes to some of these components, a couple adjustable wrenches, as well as some Allen wrenches as seen below there. It's a good idea to have a few varieties of the Allen key sizes, as manufacturers can differ in the sizes that they use for their fixtures there. So the first set of fixtures we're going to talk about here is the faucet. So a few varieties that we see here: the single handle, the double handle faucet, lots of manufacturers, as I've stated there. And let's discuss some of the issues that come up with your faucet. So one of the main problems I would hear about as a plumber is low water pressure. You know, whether it has always been that way or just recently homeowners come across this problem here. So what's going to cause this this low water pressure is what's known as a clogged aerator. So how do we go about fixing that? Well, you're going to take your channel lock pliers, put some electrical tape on there to protect the chrome finish, loosen that aerator. As you see there, you can get a whole bunch of sediment debris in there. It just has to get washed out of there. Once that's done, you replace that aerator in the faucet, test it, and see how it works. And, you know, these days when you call a plumber out, well, you might have just saved $150 by doing that yourself. So on this handle that you see here, we have a leak coming from the handle, and that can be a pretty bothersome thing for a homeowner. That's actually a pretty easy repair to go along with it. You'll want to shut off the water just underneath the sink there. You'll find the connection underneath the sink. Shut the valve off, and then we'll use our Allen wrenches to take that handle off. Once you've popped that handle off, you'll see what's known as a cartridge. Loosen the nut, and the cartridge will come right out as you pull with your channel lock pliers. Now you can take that cartridge down to the plumbing wholesalers or the hardware stores, and oftentimes they will give you a replacement cartridge for free, as manufacturers don't often charge for them. Now you can take that cartridge, put it back in, tighten the nut up, put your handle back on, you turn the water back on and test for leaks. And there's your repaired handle. So next fixture that we have here is the toilet. Probably the one fixture in a house that gets the most service, has the most issues, and requires most attention from a plumber. So one of the most common problems that I see is dealing with this dark red rubber material you see in the center of this photograph here, that's known as the flapper. So the purpose of the flapper is to hold the water back in the tank until that toilet's ready to be flushed. Now, over time, that flapper will become deformed and has to be replaced. It's actually pretty easy repair to do. As pointed out in this photo, the flapper will detach from the ears of the overflow tube. Take the chain off. Once removed, you can take that flapper right out of the toilet tank. There are quite a few different styles, a few different sizes available as well, so not a bad idea to take it with you as you go and find that replacement. It's really only about a $5 to $10 part, and plumbing companies will charge you upwards of $120 to do this repair. Well, another common issue with a toilet and that homeowners will complain about is a runny toilet. It's noisy, it's bothersome. Could be from this fill valve that you see in the left hand corner of this toilet tank here. So how do we replace that? Well, we're going to shut the water off. We're going to take our channel lock pliers and detach the water line. We will use our channel locks, as you see, to loosen the nut on the underside of the toilet tank. And once that is loosened, we can now remove that fill valve from the toilet and replace the fill valve. Here's a pretty unsightly photograph for you to come home to. If you have a toilet that's leaking at its base, could be a minor issue, could be a major issue, but it's definitely an issue that could cause damage to the floor, the subfloor. It could have a major repair to go along with it. So it's time to do a little investigation here. This would be a good opportunity if you own a shop vac that is capable of vacuuming water to grab that, or a neighbor's as well. You'll want to remove the water out of the toilet tank, out of the toilet bowl as well. We'll prep that toilet to get it removed. So how are we going to remove it? I'm going to take my adjustable wrench and loosen the two nuts on either side of the toilet tank. I'm going to unattach the water line from the toilet tank as well. Once that's been completed, we can remove that toilet right off the flange. That'll give you access to the wax seal. At that point, it's a good opportunity for you to inspect whether there's a visible leak there. Is there the toilet not seated correctly on it? And then go ahead and remove the old toilet wax. Once that toilet wax is removed, you'll see the toilet flange. Inspect that to see if there's any major cracks, breakages, deformities. At this point, should you come across a cracked flange, it might be a good idea to call a plumber. But if you do not find any kind of damage, now maybe is a good opportunity for you to make this repair. So replace that wax seal, put it on the bottom of the toilet tank. As you see, place the two bolts on the toilet flange there and reinstall the toilet. Tighten the nuts, attach the water line again, and we have a working toilet again. Always test for leaks and make sure you watch out in the future to see if your repair has held or if the problem continues there. And that is my presentation there. Let's see, stop sharing.
I feel like you should have a YouTube channel.
You know, like as I was building that, I'm like, oh, this might be like very like how to and kind of.
No, it was awesome.
There.
You had me believing I could do the first half of it. The second half, I was like, I'm definitely playing a plumber.
You can do it.
Yeah, I definitely use YouTube for stuff like that, and yeah, that would be.
I didn't realize there was an actual just like a hole under the toilet. Like I don't think I've actually seen that, so that's cool. I must say, I did my own like bidet, like, you know, the ones that you just attach yourself. And I was super proud of myself because like my husband wanted no part of it. He's like, he doesn't even know what that is. And I was like, okay, well, they're really in, and this is what I'm gonna do. And so I had to get like the parts and anyway, it leaked. I had to figure it out. It sprayed everywhere. My kids would come and just turn it on and it would spray the frickin' ceiling and the wall. And I'm like, oh God. But anyway, it was just kind of cool because I was really proud of myself anyway for actually touching the
Yes,
water and touching hoses and putting them places. So anyway, I appreciated your video very much.
That's good. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
You get a lot of self-satisfaction when you do that. Make your own repair.
Totally.
Yeah, what I liked about it was also just demystifying something that you know, how you may view law, I view plumbing. Like it's this technical world outside of my expertise, and you take something that I'd be intimidated doing and you make it seem like the most straightforward thing to undertake. So I appreciate that.
Nice. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and good use of imagery as well to help explain what it was that you were talking about, which was awesome.
Thank you. Thanks.
Very clear.
I was a little bit worried just that whole 20 image thing on the that PowerPoint kind of thing. But well, more than 20. What can I do? But I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well,
Takes what it takes.
Yeah, the difference with mine is I'm super like, I don't know, I tried to fit it all into that box. So I liked how yours flowed. I don't know as far as, you know, what we're supposed to do, but I think it was, I mean, the style was great, and I don't think it took away from anything being 20 seconds or 30 seconds or anything like that, but yeah.
Awesome.
I think that the assignment was you can reuse your, what is it, Pechachuka? Is that what it's called? You can reuse that presentation, or you can just do a completely new instructional video. So
right.
Either or was fine. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
So
right on.
awesome.
Okay, well, I guess I should try again. I'm just not sure if I should just I think I'm messed up because I think now I'm the presenter or something, and I don't understand why it didn't share my screen, because it showed my screen, it was going through. So now I'm kind of like not really sure. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to stop recording for a moment.